builders, parents, and collectors. On this episode of the Creation Evaluation Station, I'll be evaluating this big boy here. It's been a while, and we are finally getting back and going into the next wave in the past of Ninjago with the Legacy line, and I'm going to be doing all the Legacy line that I have anyways, and we're going to start off with a bang and do the big old dragon here. This is the Ultra Dragon. Before I get into it any further, I want to let new viewers know that I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well, and I also do reviews and discussions of other creative works such as movies, video games, and animation. Because they are in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, so make sure you use the timestamps embedded in the red line here and down in the description to jump around to your favorite parts or to use as bookmarks to come back to at a later date. Considering this is a big boy, you might want to do that. It's going to be a bit on the long side. So, let's take a closer look at that box. Trying to get rid of some of that glare from the light. It's got 4 heads, got a lot of figures in it. Let's see the line up there. And here's what the back looks like. Definitely got a big old dragon on our hands. It's been a while since I've done one. Anyways, getting down to its details, it is set number 70679. It's for ages 9 and up and has 951 pieces. And it originally retailed for $84.99. It is no longer available and was released in January of 2019. So we've already looked at the newest 4-headed dragon with the, what was it, Lloyd's Golden Dragon with the set that just came out last year in 2022. So we're gonna check this one out. We'll see how this one adds up. I really like that new one. Kind of curious to see how it compares to these older ones. I got this one, and then I have the original. I haven't put that one together yet. We will be covering that eventually someday. We still got a ways to go before we get to that. That was pretty early on, seems like, in their lineup. But yeah, this is going to be fun. So let's go open her up and see what's inside. Here we have the contents of the box, and we have a nice, thick, horizontally displayed magazine, or booklet. We also have some wing pieces in there. I think that's vinyl, still on the plastic, and some stickers. Not a lot, but some definitely go on the dragon, which is a little disappointing, but they may not be necessary either. Then over here, we've got bag 1. Bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, bag 6, and at last, bag 7. Here we have bag 1. Of course, we start off with our good old part separator, and then we move on. We got a lot of plates and things. We got beams, Technic beams, some transparent green bricks, and some neon green ammo pieces. There's more plates. We got a bunch of these white textured ankle pieces, nose cones, whatever you want to call them. We got 2 figures here, Lloyd and Garmadon, I believe. A lot of ninja swords. Oh, and here are the things that fire those projectiles. Bunch of snakes guys here. Bunch of transparent studs. Transparent green. We got a lot of pins and stuff. Not too many, but some. Transparent green cheese slopes. Quite a variety of colors right here. Surprised to see all these browns and kind of tans and stuff. But yeah, that's bag 1. There's a lot here. There's a lot in each one of these bags. Here's the contents of bag 2. Once again, we have quite the variety of colors and sizes and shapes. We've got even really strange colors like this pink color here. Got a lime green there, though this does have a bit of green in it. We got some Technic angle brackets there. Some more of those textured slope pieces. A bunch of more ninja swords and lightsaber hilts. We got two figures here. We got Wu and one of the snake eyes. A lot of these long pins, some green pieces. Got some gold chains, some other gold pieces in here. A lot of Technic stuff, beams and bricks. Quite a variety of pieces, quite a lot too. Oh yeah, and there's all those Technic beams as well. Quite a bit here. There we have the contents of bag 3, and we have a lot more of these slope pieces, and then we have these big old claw pieces. I think I remember seeing these before, but man, that's kind of cheating. Not just have a whole claw on a ball joint there. Oh well. And there's the ball joints that go with them. Some more Technic brackets, a lot more plates and brackets, and we got a lot of these Technic connectors with the pins and rod pieces that go along with them. Got a lot of different colors here too. Some more transparent green cheese wedges and some other slope stuff. No figures in this one. Go figure. Anyways, that is bag 3. Here's the contents of bag 4, and it feels like there's less pieces in here, but I think it's just because there are smaller pieces. We got quite a lot of certain pieces, like these studs on side pieces, and these funky looking claw pieces. These other studs on side pieces. More Technic stuff too, including some really long rods. We got some of these Technic pieces. Camshafts, I don't know what you want to call them, but we got ball joints, and we have absolute ton of these round pin extenders or whatever you want to call them, and a lot of round plates in sand green, and a lot of these round curved pieces, curved dots. I don't know what you want to call them, corner curves, something like that. And then there's a lot of other Technic pieces, including pins of different kinds, including these ones with the round ball joints on the end, and a lot of other Technic connectors in here. But that's it. There's a lot of small stuff, so the amount is deceiving. Here we have bag 5, and this one is starting to wane in the number of parts in the bag, for sure. And there's a lot of white stuff, but we still have some weird colored stuff. We still don't have any minifigures, which I know there's still more figures to come. There's quite a few in this set. Got a bunch of stud shooters here with their associated triggers. I don't see the ammo. I wonder if those were the ammo in the other bag where there was like a bunch of trans green pieces. But we got some trans orange flames and a trans orange round. Smooth bottom piece. We have a red one of the same type. And then we have 2 dragon eyes here. That implies that we might be building 2 of the dragon's heads in here. But yeah, that is bag 5. Got 2 more to go. Here we have the contents of bag 6. We're almost done. One more after this one. We got some more weird colored pieces. And I believe we have the heads, the other 2 heads in here, because we have, once again, these printed blocks, 2x2 bricks with prints on both sides of eyes. And it might be where some of these odd colors are coming from. I could see those being used for a lightning dragon. We have a lot less stuff in here, but we do have figures again with all their accessories. Though I don't think these are accessories. I think these are for decorating the dragons. Got a bit of small stuff in here. A lot of these lock pieces and some other clips and things. Some unicorn horns, oddly enough. But yeah, one more to go. Here's our 7th and last bag, and Not a lot of pieces here. We're probably finishing up the little odds and ends and stuff. We got some very interesting pieces like this piece, and then we have a similar piece here in trans green with hinges on the end. We got more of those textured slope pieces, a big old hinge there, some plates, some studs on side pieces, a bunch of spikes here in white hinges. We got lots of studs in transparent colors: orange, yellow, red, and blue, tinted blue, I guess you'd call that. And then we also have some cheese slopes in trans green as well. Not a lot of pieces, but definitely some interesting ones. Let's go finish this big boy up. We have our leftovers. Of course, there's the brick separator. And then here's our regular leftovers. We got quite a few weapons extra, and other things to build weapons, like lightsaber hilts and little daggers and claws and things. Always cool. And we have some transparent pieces that are extra. Now there's 2 of each, and I was slightly panicking that I did something wrong, but I could not find anything I missed in the instructions. So yeah, at least I had double duplicates of some of this stuff. Then we got an extra flame, extra dot there. And this is sort of an extra red flame, or red stud, but we have a bunch of extra ammo, because every head has its own stud shooters. So, yeah, these are all extra ammo, because there's 2 stud shooters for each color. And we also have an extra bolt here for the bolt launcher as well. So quite a bit of extra stuff in here. Here we have our cast of characters here, or half our cast, I should say, and kind of a family reunion, since we have Lloyd, his Uncle Wu, and his dad, Lord Garmadon. So that's kind of cool. We're gonna strip them down here and take a closer look at their details in a moment, but I did want to talk quickly about some of their accessories, or lack thereof in this case. First, Lord Garmadon. He's really cool with his double sets of arms and all those swords. That's just really cool. Just want to say that. I think they've used this type of body for some other characters, but not too many others. Mostly it's Garmadon. But then Lloyd over here, I'm a little disappointed in, because he's got no place to store his swords on his back. He doesn't have the back sheath, which kind of sucks. Other than that, the character looks pretty good, but let's strip them down real quick so we can take a closer look at them. So we've got them stripped down, and we can take a closer look at their prints this way. I like the prints on these, on Lloyd here. Very nice with the gold dragon there. It's a little bit simpler than some of the newer stuff, but there's nothing wrong with that actual golden dragon. It's pretty nicely detailed, and we've got some printing on the legs there as well. Mr. Grumpy Face here, and Woo is looking really nice too, with some nice gold printing there. Somewhat simple gi there. And Garmadon, well, he's interesting with his double body here. It's a nice scary face there. A little bit of printing on the legs, but we're gonna split him apart because there's more printing underneath. So you could use this just as a regular figure and not have the extra super arms. And that printing is not too bad either. It's got a nice belt there. It has the same kind of skeleton appearance. Oh, this is not printed. This is like a texture, but they have it kind of printed on there. Now, flipping them over, this is slightly where I'm a little disappointed with the Garmadon figure, because there's no printing on the top side. On the back, where you have printing on the bottom here, where you can see the definition where shoulders and stuff would. And you would assume, since he's got 2 sets of arms, that he would have the same printing up top here. But he doesn't. And then Woo's got another beautiful golden dragon on his back on his back. No double printing, which kind of makes sense since he's got his one hat there, and same goes for Garmadon. You would see the face, but Lloyd over here has got a nice, goofy, kind of sneering smile. And once again, that dragon continues on the back and looks really nice. I like how it wraps around. It's supposed to wrap around. But yeah, that's pretty neat. Pretty nice. There's some nice printing with these. There's just some little nitpicky things about each one, especially Garmadon here. So let's look at the second half of our cast. So we've got our other half of characters here, and these are all snake men. We have Lasha, Spitta, and then Pythor. And I like these classic snake men. As much as the new ones are really highly detailed, I still enjoyed these. And despite the fact that they have as much molded detail, they could always give them more character by the prints that they give them. So I've always had a fondness for these older snake men figures, even though the new ones are really nice and detailed and stuff like that as well. But I've always enjoyed these. So these guys aren't too bad looking. I'm gonna just pop off their weapons. We're not gonna do too much more than that, so we can take a closer look at their printing. Regretfully, the two green guys here, both have the same printing for the legs, but definitely different torsos, and the printing kind of does work for both of them. With the one having much darker upper body, but it still kind of blends into the lighter legs, and then this guy's all that one light color. And then we have Pythor here, this is definitely interesting snake man. More of a snake than he is a man compared to the other two, with the long tail and body. The other ones don't even have tails. But yeah, some nice printing there on the chest. If we pop his head off, you can see his chest there. Much better. And it's got some printing along the top of the head there, which is nice, and some kind of jewel there going on there. And the same with these two guys. They've got printing on top of their heads as well. That's kind of nice going there. And we flip them over to the back. Now there's just a little bit of printing on the back of Pythor here, nothing on the actual snake body. And then these guys have some nice, once again, continuing the nice printing on the back. To take this guy's hood off. But yeah, you can see that there. A little bit of metallic on the one. Well, there's some here as well. But nice figures all around. We've got everything put together here, and this guy is quite the big boy. We have one small build we'll look at over here real quick before we get on to the main attraction. Looked at all the figures, which we've got quite a few, so we're kind of going to get knocked away here. But yeah, we got this really awesome looking build for a ballista, and they could have made something simpler, but I appreciate the design that went into this. And it really is still kind of simple, because you just, basically have stud shooters, and they're on a hinge here, so there is some mobility there, posability I should say. It would have been nice if they gave it just a little bit more so it could maybe aim up higher, but because this is as high as it'll go from a flat surface, but it's high enough that you can aim at this dragon pretty good. Then you got 2 bolts in there. They'll fire really good, like all of these shooters do. But yeah, it's really nice looking design with it. I like the snakes. It's a nice accessory, but even still, just the way it's built looks very much like a permanent based fixture, that you would need something strong so it doesn't kick back. And we have actually, first just want to point out Lloyd sitting here in his saddle. I guess it's a saddle. The thing looks like a throne, if you ask me. That thing's awesome looking. Sitting on his back like that. You got a nice little closable chain here to help keep him in, or I guess it'd be a leash here. So maybe this is also the steering wheel the same time. Now the heads are very similar builds, but they are also different. The same basic design, and like they tweaked a lot of it to make them look different. Got electric, earth, ice, and fire, and all these look pretty good, and I like how they, use different pieces to give them all unique looking appearance, even though they are basically the same build. And they got these lovely prints for the eyes. Each one has a stud shooter on the side of the face that we can use to pretend that they're breathing fire or whatnot. And the stud correlates with the tongue color. So if you get confused about what goes what, because I was at first, I was like, okay, this is the fire head, that's the earth head. Shouldn't the orange go? No, the orange goes in the earth head. Okay, that's different. My favorite is probably this lightning head over here. I just like the ornamentation on it better than most. Although the earth one's interesting with this. It looks like a beetle horns or whatever on the front of it. I find that interesting. But yeah, the electric one's my favorite. And each head has click joints here. This is the easiest one to show on, but all 4 of them are the same. I have a click hinge here and can go all the way down, all the way up, and then there is a ball joint on the base of the skull, or that base of the head, so it can move any way you want. So you got quite a bit of motion if you need. You can even get way down like that. So they got quite a bit, although they're quite spread out, as you see there. Now moving back, for the arms, the front arms here, there is no shoulder joint and there is no elbow joint. All they have is a joint on the feet, although it does have some jointed claws here. But yeah, the lower legs are the only thing that moves on both the front and the back. There's no hip or knee joints, although the back legs are kind of bent at a 90 degrees for a knee, and they don't have claws on the back of them either. So as far as posability in the legs, there's not a lot, but this guy is kind of massive anyways and a bit hard to play with it. So moving the arms and legs, like, what's the point? You can't really get him. You're gonna have a hard time balancing, especially with all these heads on the top. Now it has a bit of an action feature. You notice the wings are flopping here. They do not flap though. What it is you pick it up. You actually push them down like that, and you can pick it up, and they will open up like that. It's not my favorite action feature whatsoever for a dragon. And the thing is, I think that there's enough parts here in the right kind that if you wanted to, you could probably redesign this so you could have flapping wings. Now, I like the wings. You got, built up, well, let's turn around the back. You got built up like structure underneath, and then you have the vinyl on top for the, thinner part of the wing. And I like the design. It's just the function here going on that I think needs to be different. I mean, I suppose you could pretend it's flapping like this, but you're also, I don't know. You can't do that in the air. When you're in the air, it just kind of stays open like that. Now, I appreciate the handle here because this guy is a bit of a spiky dude, although there is plenty of places where you can hold it. But that does give you a nice handhold when you want to fly it around or whatever. Speaking of which, we got the spiky tail back here, which I think is really cool. And we got some different hinges. There is one of the loose hinges here that they often use for the gravity snake tail, but this really doesn't have that. And then you just have some simple, not even really hinges, they're I mean, they are hinges, but they're kind of a built hinge here and here at the base. And at the base, we also have a knob here that you have to pick that thing up that you can use to whack the tail around like this by rotating back and forth. And that is, I think that's pretty nice. Maybe they should have done something a little bit different with this so it's not covering it, but that also kind of, when you're not using it, kind of helps cover up the appearance as well. So it's not really actually bad. I kind of like that. You can see it kind of from this angle. The dragon's not quite as bulky as he first looks. Just looks that way from the front with the wings spread wide and the head spread wide. I mean, he's still pretty hefty, but yeah, definitely front heavy. No, I think this tail, at first I was worried because the tail doesn't look like it's made of a lot of pieces, but it's actually not too bad. I like it. I mean, yeah, you got this big long piece here that taking up not quite half, maybe a third. Don't even know if that's right, but a good portion of it is just this last little black piece here at the end. But yeah. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this dragon, which I'll talk about more at the desk when I give this its final eval. So let's head there now and do just that. We're back here at the desk. Give this my final thoughts and final evaluation. Overall, I think this is a pretty good, okay set. I mean, it's always fun putting a dragon together, and I might be a little bit biased because of that, but overall, I don't think it's a bad set, and we'll kind of go over why while I give it the final eval. So, as far as appearance, all the characters look good. I love the build for the ballista. It looks nice. And the dragon itself looks okay. Now, it's not quite as, let's say, natural looking, although I've seen worse dragons for sure. And I might be slightly biased with some of the newer dragons. They look very organic, if that's the word I want. Not natural, organic. This one looks more organic than some I've seen, and so it's not too bad. I gave appearance a 9 for the dragon. I've seen better. Let's just say that I've seen better. It's not terrible though. Now, as far as function, I'm not too thrilled over this weird function here with the wings. So I'd rather much have flapping wings than this, which is sort of flapping wings, but not really. But the tail is nice. I definitely like the little knob here, so you can give it a good wickety whack. But I ended up giving function a 9. Now, as far as fun here, well, we got a dragon. Dragon's a lot of fun, but doesn't just stop there. We've got a whole army of snake men here, practically, and Lord Garmadon. So we've got really good balance between good guys and bad guys, considering the good guys have a big, huge dragon, even though there's only 2 of them. They've got a big, huge dragon with 4 heads, and then the bad guys have a small army here. Plus, they have this nice ballista, so I would say we've got a good balance narratively for a good, fun set, and you're just going to have fun playing with the dragon, and it was an interesting, fun build as well. I'll get more into that with the technique, but it was definitely fun to build. So I ended up giving fun a 10. Now, as far as techniques, there's a lot of nice stuff here. Granted, I would like to see some posability in the legs, but considering how hefty this guy is, I don't see why they didn't do that. And that also kind of keys into the functionality as well. But there's no other stuff going on here that kind of balances that out. Now, as far as techniques, there's a lot of different techniques, studs on side building and stuff like that for the main body, the intricate ways that the heads are both similar but yet different. And then you have this tail which uses different techniques to build the different hinges rather than just kind of repeating the same thing across the different segments of the tail joint. I thought that was really nice too. And even the technique for building this function here isn't too bad. I just am not thrilled over the function. So I ended up giving technique a 10. Really nice. And take all that up, add it all together, and you get a 38 divided by 4, and we get a 9.5 for a final evaluation score. So a pretty good set all around, and it kind of gets better because back when this was originally released, it was $84.99 and had a little over 900 pieces. I did the math, and it ends up being like 8 cents per piece. So this is a good set, and it originally was a good price. Now, no longer available, so price doesn't matter too much. I'm not putting a price grade on it, but it was good at the time. And Ninjago, in the past anyways, have probably been some of the best price sets out there. Recently, they've climbed up, but so has everything. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess. So yeah, I really enjoyed this build. It was fun. It was very different. This is the second Ultra Dragon. There is one other Ultra Dragon, and I do have that, and we'll be looking at it eventually. I don't know when, but we might. I don't know if I'll do a full-on comparison. I do want to leave a link, let's see, up here, to the newer, the Golden Ultra Dragon. Ultra Golden Dragon. I don't remember what exactly it was called, but the set that came out with the Crystal King Wave, that golden four-headed dragon, which was absolutely beautiful. And yes, that had more of an organic appeal than this. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. And if you have any questions or want to talk about Ninjago or their dragons in general, leave a comment down below, and let's start up some discussion. New to the channel or haven't yet, please subscribe and help the channel grow. We're up to over 300 now subscribers, and if you sub, please hit the bell for notifications, but also check out my links down in the description to Facebook and Twitter, and follow me on one of those sites because I tend to get my notifications out faster than YouTube does, although they have improved as of late. And while you're down there, if you want to check out my Patreon down there, there's that down there. There's not much there right now. I have just a $1 membership at the moment. If you want to donate more, you're gonna have to wait until I've filled out that page, which I haven't had time to do yet, but you can check that out. But anything you do, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff, will help the algorithm promote my channel. So I greatly appreciate anything you do. So that's it for me here at the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.